Hi, guys. I'm on time. Things are working good. I think this is going to be a good live. Oh, hi, Michelle. So you were on time last week? Yeah, of course, I'm not live. You're on time this week, too. You're doing good. Let me get my YouTube comments up here. Okay. Hopefully, everything will keep working tonight. Okay. So, are you ready for a new class? I know I am. Oh, hi, Paula. Glad you're here. So I'm not seeing any comments on YouTube yet, but I'm sure they'll be coming pretty soon. I think I saw some people that were on. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. I'm always worried when I don't see any chats that something's going wrong, but we'll just go with it. You know what? I am going to check something real quick. Hold on just a sec. Make sure it's still working because I've had YouTube mess up before. Oh no, it's still working. Yay. Okay, I'm done with technical stuff. Now we'll get going. Well, I am so glad to be back with you guys again. Let's see. Michelle, you closed. Oh, you got a new house? Oh, congratulations. That's great. We actually just had the anniversary of how long we've lived in this house. We've lived here 14 years. So, been here for a while. Doesn't seem like we've been here that long. Our last house, we were 16 years, and I can't believe we're almost 2 years. Uh, yeah, 2 more years, and we'll have lived here as long as the other one. Yeah, I'm really happy for you, Michelle. That's exciting. Okay. Oh, hi, Lindsay. I'm glad you're here. Switching things around. Oh, there we've got some people. Hi, Patty and Tracy. And oh, hi, Mary. Hot and humid in southwest Minnesota. It's hot and humid here in Indiana, too. It's the hottest we've had on record this year, I think. At least that's what they were forecasting. I'm not sure if I know it's like in the mid 90s, feels like 110 or something like that. So it's pretty hot. Um, I'm hoping that it could, by my weather for next week, it's supposed to be cooling down, low 80s, even in the 70s for highs. I'm hoping that's the case. Okay. Yeah, Michelle, it has been a long time. Like I said, it really doesn't seem that long. It seemed the first house, well, we rented a house for 4 years, then we had the other house for 16 years. It seemed like we were in the other house a lot longer than this one. So this one, the other house was a little small once we started having our kids. Now we're, oh, and Michelle, in Florida. Yes. Good. Yeah, it's hot in Florida, I'm sure. Probably even hotter than it is here. Okay, let's go ahead and start doing some business stuff here. That we get a few more people to come on. Because some people are probably finishing up their meals. Okay, I want to make sure you don't forget about your bonus day coupons. If you haven't redeemed those yet, you've got exactly 1 week left. August has flown by as all the months seem to be flying by here lately. So make sure you redeem those coupons, and you should have gotten an email when you ordered last July, or last month actually, and placed at least a $50 order before shipping and tax. You earned a coupon code, and then as soon as you placed your order, Stampin' Up sent you an email. So make sure you check your emails to get your codes and get those redeemed before it's too late. After August 31st, you won't be able to use them anymore. Okay, and you've also got exactly 1 week to get any of the kits collections that are on sale. Save up to 30%. So that's a really, really good deal. Make sure you check that out. And I've got a link down below in the video description for the kits, I do believe. If I don't, I will add it as soon as the video's over. I'm pretty sure I do. And then, last but not least, make sure you subscribe for Paper Pumpkin. If you like fall projects, you're going to want to get this one. Now, I forgot to check out what the projects are. It seems like it's cards and, you know what? I need to look that up. I'll let you know next week. Oh, it says right there in the picture. Well, I just need to look at the picture, don't I? Yeah, handmade treat boxes and cards. So I'm sure the treat boxes go along with the cards, so you have a nice little gift ensemble. But there's also a beautiful Thoughts of Thanks journal. I haven't gotten that yet, and when I do, I will show it to you in the pictures. It looks gorgeous. So that's just available to Paper Pumpkin subscribers. So if you want to subscribe, just look down the video description, and I've got a link down there below. Oh, hi, Jan. I'm glad you could catch me live tonight, too. Oh, it's not too bad in California, Lindsay. That's good. And Paula, oh, yeah, that's right, Paul. You're from Iowa. I think I remember that. I can't remember. It's hard to keep track of all you guys. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and tell you about the class tonight. I've been doing these. I try to do at least one. Well, do one a week. Sometimes I can't get a weekend, so then I'll give you some thank you gifts for a week. But this week it's the Lasting Joy card class at home. I just got this stamp set, and I've been wanting it for a long time. Hi, Pat! And Pat saw me make these cards last week. She was one of the ladies who was at that crafting retreat that I was at. That's why it was recorded last week. We had so much fun. I kind of wish we were back there. We had a lot of fun. Okay, and now if you place at least a $35 order before shipping and tax, you will and use the host code that you see there in the picture, you will get the card kits to make 2 each of these cards. And then if you bump it up to a $50 order, you'll also get a full pack of the Rhinestone Basic Jewels, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. But there's the host code, and if you forget the host code, there is a link down in the video description too with about the card class at home. You can just click on that and find out what the host code is. Got a ton of links down there. Just check that out. If you ever have a question, make sure you comment the question and I'll get it answered. Okay, let me see. I pop up my YouTube here and see if I missed anybody. Oh, hi, Ann and Myra. Let's see. Patty, you said you'll be in the 60s in Western New York. That'll be nice, won't it? I feel like fall. Hi, Chris from Grand Island. And I think I've seen. Oh, hi, Janice. I don't think I saw you a minute ago. It is the first time you've caught me live. I saw you that you. I remember your name because I put everybody's names in the door prize wheel, and I remember your name. I'm glad you could join me live. Okay, I think I said hi to everybody on YouTube. So now we'll go ahead. Speaking of door prizes, let's go ahead and get that done. So let me move this out of the way. Got to do some moving around here before I switch screens. Okay, so now this is actually from 2 weeks ago when I did that, when the live didn't want to work, or actually 3 weeks ago. My goodness. Had the live, then I got sick, then had the crafting fair. So it's been a while since I've been able to be live with you guys. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw 2 names this time since I wasn't able to do one during the live since the live quit working. I'm so glad that's not happening tonight. That was definitely an internet thing, I'm pretty sure. Well, and there was another little software thing. I don't need to go into all that, but I think we're going to be good tonight. Okay, so what I'll do, let's draw for the glassy dots first. So let me get this up. And I need to go to that screen. Let me get that bigger so we can see it better. Okay, and the winner for this one, I better write this down. I think it's going to be Vicky. Yep, Vicky Eakins. Going to write that. Oop, I don't want to write it on that. Oh, well, that's okay. Vicky Eakins. Okay, you got the glossy dots. And now let's do the the opal rounds. Let's see who won that. So congratulations, Vicky. I hope you're watching. And that's almost the same area. Betty Bowles. Don't think I've remember your name. Let's put you down. And you got the opal rounds. Okay, so congratulations, Betty. So those of you, I can't remember if I've ever done sent anything to you guys. So would you please send me your email? Let me hurry up and switch back here. Please make sure you click that contact me link below and give me your mailing address, and I'll get these mailed out to you. Okay, this is for people in the United States too. Okay, I'm seeing a bunch of congrats. Glad you guys won those. Congratulations. So I will put those to the side. Now we need to see what the door prices are for this week. So, drum roll. This one right here, these are new. And I thought, okay, you know what? I've got some extras of these. I'm going to give one away. So these are the new, I can't remember the name, Adhesive Back Snowflake Assortment. So everybody that's watching live tonight and comments will get in the drawing for this. And the way I have to do this, since I can't do it during the live, as soon as the live is over, I will start a new door prize wheel and put everybody's name that watched the live. And then I will come back about 45 minutes to an hour after the live is over and post the winner. So on Facebook, I'll just put it in a separate post, and I'll also put it in the comments of this video. And I kind of do the same thing with YouTube. I'll put it in the comments of this video. It'll be below the video, not in the chat, though. And then next, we will do the, and also put in the community tab of YouTube. Oh, Michelle, you're frozen? On my end, I'm still moving. Am I frozen for anybody else? Because on my screen, I'm showing that I'm okay. Let's see here. Let me go to YouTube. Chat. Am I okay on YouTube, guys? You guys comment and let me know, because right now Michelle says I'm frozen. Okay, good. Well, now it looks like I'm frozen. Frozen again. Oh, no, it's working. Okay, my hand was still on there. Okay, good. We're good. Okay, I think there was just a little delay there on my end for just a second. Good. Okay, we'll go ahead and keep going. What you might need to do, Michelle, maybe reset your, I'm sorry. Get off Facebook for a minute and then come back on. Oh, good. It's back in. Good. Okay. Every once in a while, if that happens to anybody, you might have to reset your screen or something like that. Sometimes Facebook likes to freeze up on people. Oh, quilt artist, you just did a comment, so you're in. Yeah, doing it in the top chat, which is what it's called on YouTube. That means you're in, so you're good. Oh, good, Christy. Oh, hi, Christy. I'm glad you're here. Good. Looks like everybody else on YouTube's got me good too. So good. We'll go ahead and keep going. Thanks, you guys, for letting me know. You guys always help me out a lot. So that's for everybody that does the live. Now, everybody that's watching the live and everybody that watches the recording will get put in the drawing for these. These are Adhesive Back Sequins Trio. These are in the annual catalog. Love these. We've got white ones that you can change to different colors with Stampin' Blends. Oh, I can't remember the color of this. And then I want to say Pretty Peacock. And this is Melon Mambo. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Pretty Peacock. These go along with that really pretty, masterfully made DSP. So that's what you get. Everybody that watches live and the recording will get in the recording, in the drawing for this. Okay, so I think we're all done with the door prizes, and I've already told you about the class. If you missed that part, you can watch the. I'll go over it again at the end of the video, but you can also watch the live over again when it's all over with. Okay, let's start with this one. This is. I didn't show you what you get. This is funny. I started writing down the names on this envelope, meant to do another one, but that's okay. I'll switch out the envelopes. But here is what you get with that $35 order before shipping and tax using the host code that you see. It's also in the in my watermark there at the bottom of the screen. But like I said, you can get that in the video description by clicking that Card Class at Home link. So there are the packs for the $35 order before shipping and tax. If you bump it up to that $50 order, you get a full pack of the Rhinestone Basic Jewels. So pretend like this one is full. This is the only one I've got. That's the most full one I've got right now. So you'll get a full one if you place that. Okay. Let's go ahead. I will put this. Let's see. I'm looking at making sure I'm. Carrie Higgins, glad to be back watching live. Yeah, I'm really glad to be back live, guys. I'm glad to be here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead. Oh, I've got it. Polly, hi, Polly from North Carolina. Okay, now if I've missed you, I'm sorry. I'm going back and forth between the screens, so I might miss you, but I'm really, really glad you guys are here. Okay, now we'll get going with the cards. If you love blues, you're going to love these cards. I'm using the Country Inn Designer Series paper. I'll call it DSP from here on out. But I love the blues in this. It's got the Balmy Blue, Night of Navy, Misty Moonlight, Boho Blue. I don't know if Boho's in this one. And I think that's all the blues. We've got some really pretty blues, and they really look pretty together. So my card base is a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of Night of Navy. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this. Get those corners lined up here. And I do all the die cutting and the embossing for you, and the punching. These were done with the bow punch. That's this one right here. And I didn't realize, let me see if I'm getting the light. There we go. This one isn't available to order right now, but I think it's September 11th. The week of September 11th. It's supposed to be back in stock. I checked that here earlier today, but so it won't be too much longer. I can't believe we're almost in September. Wow. Okay. Oh, I forgot to show you the bundle. Well, it's actually a stamp set this time. Here's the Lasting Joy. This one goes really good with the Countryside Corners dies, and that's what I'm using today. So I'll be featuring those too. But I love the font. That was one of the reasons I got it. And I like this little flower right here. So that's the one I'm using today. I'm also using the Countryside Blossoms Folder. You really can't see that very well, so let me just show you the cardstock. That's what it looks like when it's embossed. So I've already done the embossing for the card kits. So let me look at my card here. Okay, I'm going to grab this. So this is 4 by 5 1/4 Balmy Blue. And then this is that Countryside Inn DSP. It's 1.5 by 5.25. And this one's got the cute little fox on it. There's so many really cute designs in this set. There's one with, I'm trying to remember. Okay, this was the fox. There are trees. I almost think there's a bird one. I can't remember all of them, but they're really pretty. And I couldn't use all of them tonight, so you'll get to see 3 of them. So that's the other side of that one, which is a nice little design too. I'm going to put this over here on the right. I'm going to leave a little bit of the balmy blue showing. And sometimes when you emboss cardstock, it shrinks it just a little bit. And I can tell that that paper is a little too long. So the way to fix that, you just turn it over, put your scissors, have them be right up against that cardstock, because that'll help you get it straight. There, now it's ready to go. And now, yep, I'm not putting any ribbon on this one, so I'm going to put this on the card base. And make sure the fold's on the left. And we'll put this here. Now, when I made these cards, I wasn't thinking, oh, I need to grab this. Oh, there we go. Wasn't thinking about, how this was going to work, but it worked out fine when I did it. Let me show you the Countryside. Oh, here we go. Here's the Countryside Corners bundle. I am actually using the bundle on this card. The rest of the cards will just be the dies. But this is one big stamp, and you'll see it here in a minute. What you normally do is stamp the whole thing, and then you can grab one of the dies and just line it up, and it'll cut off the part that you don't need, like that. And then you have this design in the middle. Well, I can't do the stamping for you, and I wanted to do the die cutting for you, so I'm like, after I made the card, I was like, oh, I wonder if this is going to work, but it does. So what I'm going to do, this was die cut with a number 4 die. You bring these in. I started counting with this one right here, because that's a banner, so I didn't count yet. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the number 4, and the number 3 is the other one I used. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to ink this up with Misty Moonlight. Like so. It is a cool bundle, isn't it, Deborah? I just saw yours pop up. I probably missed some. Oh, yeah, I love the paper too, Michelle. It is so gorgeous. Let's see, what is the name of the paper set? Oh, it's Countryside Inn. INN, in case you can't understand. I know sometimes it's hard to understand this with this microphone, but Countryside Inn. So this is just going to go right here in the middle. I know it's this dotted line right here. I'm just going to slowly put this on. And once it's on, I'm going to take some grid paper and put this down easily. I shouldn't say easily, softly. And you just rub it. And I'm going to slowly bring this up. I'm holding the cardstock because I don't want that to slip on me, because it did the first time I did it. There we go. So that's pretty good. So I've got that one ready to go. I'm going to ink it up with the Misty Moonlight again. And this one is going to go around with the flowers. Let's get that right there in the center as close as I can. Put this on again. Rub it. I'm always keeping one hand down, so when I'm rubbing, that paper is not going somewhere. Then lift it up slowly. Get my finger on there again. And then I can lift it up. Oops. So there we go. So there's that one. I was so glad I figured that out. I thought I was going to have to redo the card. But that's the only time I'm going to be using that that stamp set. But it is really cool. Isn't that? I really like that. This is a very versatile stamp set. I like it. When I first got it, I'm like, that big stamp? But then when I started playing with it, I really liked it. Okay, so now I can put, yes, I can put these together. So I'm just going to use my seal. And this will just go right here in the middle. Okay. Now I'm going to, actually I did the opposite. That's funny. I did the opposite of what I did on my card, but this looks good. Okay, now I'm going to grab this piece here. Now I already fussy cutted some of these out. So you're actually going to stamp 3 of these on this piece. This is a 4¼ by 1½ inch piece. Oh, I grabbed my little Stampin' Pierce mat. I'm going to use Balmy Blue. And here's that flower I like so much. And I'll stamp that right here. Okay, so this is exactly what I did with these 2. You stamp this. Then you take this small flower here and use Night of Navy. And I'm going to stamp it right in the center of the flower. There we go. And let's see if I can fussy cut this out quick. Now, the trick with fussy cutting, you want to move the paper more than you move the scissors. So I'm actually keeping the scissors in place. They're moving a little bit, but I'm mainly moving the paper. And then when they close a little too much, stop moving, open it up again. The scissors up again, that is. And then just start slowly closing the scissors and moving the cardstock. It doesn't mean you're never going to get a sharp cut, but normally this makes it so it's much smoother. So I'm getting curves instead of sharp points. And if they're a bunch of little bumps, you can actually just kind of move this a few times. It doesn't have to be exact. That's one thing with card making. If you like being exact, sometimes it can be hard. I have learned not to worry about being exact because you want it to look handmade. You don't want it to look like it was done with a printer or something like that. So get this all, you know what, I'm just going to cut this off because you're not going to be able to see it. I'm almost done. It's not real hard to cut out at all. Yes, I wish there was a die, but since there isn't, I'm glad it's easy to fussy cut. Okay, so there's my flower. So I've already got 3 of them right here. Now, this was actually what I was going to do. I had a backup in case that didn't work for me very well. So, you know what? I'd still like it better with the light, so let's switch this. Well, no, we'll do this or that. Let's just see what this looks like. I bet it's going to look fine. So, I forgot I already attached them. So let's grab, yes, the card. And I'm going to put this over. It's going to be almost in the center. Just kind of maybe move to the right a little bit. Well, I can't get that to get going. There we go. So I'm going to move it about right here. You know what? I do like it better the other way. This just looks better with it darker. So we're going to do it this way. Oop, I almost lost a flower. It went flying. Glad I had a backup. I want to make sure I did that right in the card kit. So they'll be right in the card kits. I don't know why I did it that way. Okay, so we've got that there. See, that just looks better to me with it darker. So I'll put this. And yes, I made a mistake here. That was when I didn't know to hold it down. I got it real blurry down here. So it was a redo. That's why we have 2 sides of cardstock. Okay, I'm going to put this right about here. Oh, I do too, Karen. I love blues. These shades of blue I really, really love. But yeah, I like blue a lot too. Okay, so I'm going to put these kind of like that. But I'm going to be sticking some little, these little stems in. So what I'm going to do, I'm only going to put adhesive. You know what? This works better if I use it on a hard surface. I'm going to put it right there, just in the center. And I'm going to lay it down. I'm not going to put it on real hard. That way, if I do need to lift it up a little bit, I can. And then I'll just push it down all the way when I'm completely done. Put this one on. And it's going to go about right here. And there's my other one. I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of this one because I thought it would look better popped up. And the size of it, I think we're good with just 1. Take off that paper backing. And this one's going to go right here. I'm going to grab my silicone mat. Make sure I'm still on the screen. There we go. And I think these are a little easier to put on with glue. So I'm going to turn that over. You can kind of tell after you punch these, one side looks a little rougher than the other, so make sure the smooth side is the one facing down when you start gluing. And I'm just going to put some glue mainly on these bottom ones. Not going to worry about the top ones. Turn this over. I kind of like doing it not on the top ones, that way I have something to hold on to so I don't get glue in my fingers. And I'll lay that like so. Then I'm going to grab this little one. Really, it doesn't matter. It's on these guys, just because I'm looking at these and you really can't tell which side is which. With dies, you can usually tell. With punches, you can't. So just figure out which way you want it to angle. You know, I think I like it better angling this way. So I'm going to turn it over. Because that top one curves a little bit. Now, since this one is kind of small, I'm going to go ahead and do all 3 leaves and just hold on to the very, very tip. Ugh, there we go. Lift this up a little bit. Since I didn't lay it down too hard, I can lift it up some. Okay, there's that one. Then I'm going to put bottom 3 leaves again. Stick this in here. Lifting up that leaf. There we go. And then I'll put this one down. Yeah, that looks good. Put 3 little dots actually. And this one will just go at an angle this way. Now, when you use the glue, make sure you put some pressure on it. That way the glue can soak into the cardstock. That's how it sticks a lot better. Now I'm going to go ahead and push these flowers down the rest of the way. And that's ready to go, but we need a greeting on here. So let's go ahead and put that out of the way. Bring this in. I'm going to use the one that says, "I'm so sorry." And this is the number 1 die, the smallest of those dies in the countryside corners. But it was out of a piece of basic white that was 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. Put that there. I'm going to grab my Night of Navy. And I'm going to stamp this as close to the center. It's okay if it's not perfect. There we go. I just love that font. I wish I could write that well. My writing stinks. Okay, now I'm going to put this on with regular seal. Oops. Flip that around too many times. And I kind of liked it having the leaves on here just a little bit. So move it over like that. And make sure it's straight. That looks pretty straight. And I'll put that on. And I thought it needed a little more, so I grabbed a piece of, let's see, this is from the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. It's the white one, and it's 9 inches long. I'm going to tie a bow. And when I'm right-handed, so I start on the left end and then go, because you don't want to start in the middle, because then you're not going to have enough to wrap around. So since this is my right hand is the one that's going to do the wrapping around, that's why I'm starting on the left side. Wrap it around my finger. There we go. And just play around with it. With twine, it likes to twist sometimes. That's one thing. When I first made this, I made it with some old twine I had, and it was still wrapped around that piece of cardboard they used to put it in. And now they put it on a spool, and this is from the spool. And it is doing much better. It doesn't have those creases in it like it did with the other packaging, so I'm glad they changed that. So there's my bow. I'm going to grab my mini glue dots. Now the glue dots are bigger than the knot in the bow. So what I'm going to do, squeeze it, make sure it's in the glue dot. And then before I pick this up, I'm taking my fingernails and squishing that mini glue dot so it's underneath the knot. Now it's small, so you can make these glue dots smaller, but it's a lot easier to do while it's still on its paper backing. And I can lift this up. I'm going to put it, I'm trying to make it so the bow's not twisted. I'm going to put it right here at an angle so we can still see the sari. Okay. Now that's now if you want to keep it long, that actually does look kind of neat. It's a little too long. So I'm going to cut this, and I just realized I forgot to bring my card over here, and I'm going to have to get that here in just a minute. Thank goodness it's close by, because I'm going to have to clean some of these stamps in the next card. Now we're almost done, but there's that. And now I need to put rhinestones on it. So what I did, I'm going to grab the small ones up here, and I'm going to put one on each flower here. I kind of covered this one up a little bit, but I still think it's going to need one right there. You're still going to see it a little bit. Grab another little one. Oops. There we go. And another one right here. Okay, so the front is all done. Let me get on make it so you can see it better. And now I need to do the inside of the card. Almost forgot to do that. So this is a piece of basic white that's 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to grab this flower again, do my balmy blue, and this time, just for a switch, a lot of times I'll put them down here in the bottom. I'm going to do one at the top this time. So there's that. And then I'm going to grab this stamp. I didn't use this one on the front, but I'm going to use it on this one. I'm going to use Night of Navy. And yes, with crafts, you can make things whatever color you want. So I'm going to have blue leaves. So I'm going to go put this right there. And then another one right over here. And then I like having that little flower center. So I'll do that one right here so it matches the flowers on the front. There, so there is the inside of my card. Turn this over. And if it'll open up for me, there we go. There is the first card. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Now I'm going to run over and get my cart. It's just going to take me a second. Okay, I'm back. So I'm going to have to definitely clean this one. That might be the only one I need to clean. Oh, nope, I need to clean this little one here. That's right, I need this one clean for the next card. I liked that little flower, so we're going to be using it again on the second card. I'll get this out of the way. I'm making a mess already, and that's only been one card. So here's the second pack. And this time I'm using Misty Moonlight for my card base. Now this, I'm going to tell you how I did it. Now yours is actually going to be all attached and all done for you, but pretend like this is not embossed, okay? The creme cake is a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece. This boho blue is 5 1/4 by 2, I do believe. Let me double check and make sure I'm right. Yep, I am. Then what I did, grab this. Then I put this in while these two are attached. So this is attached. You put this in, line up the bottom edge with this line that's in the embossing folder, and run it through. And then you've got this. Now, I tried to do it so I didn't have to attach this, but it kept moving on me. So yours is going to be all attached and ready to go in the card kit. Because I wanted these to line up, but I thought that's a really neat effect. I guess they don't have to line up, but it just looks kind of cool. Looks like just kind of going right into the next piece. So that's actually a way to make a two-tone paper. Because after you emboss it, it's and you can tell it's another layer, but it's kind of hard because it does kind of squish it all together. Okay, let me see if I've missed some comments here. Oh, hi, Melissa. Oh, you're fine. Don't worry about being late. Let's see. Oh, good, Carrie. I'm glad you like it in the upper right corner. I thought that looked kind of cool, too. Yep, take your pick tool. I love my take your pick tool. Sorry if somebody, thanks for answering that for me. And then let's see if I've missed anybody. Oh, thanks, Chris and Myra. I'm glad you liked the first card. Oh, yeah, Chris, the spool for the twine is so much better. Okay, I think I saw everybody. If I missed you, I'm sorry, but we'll go ahead and get going on this second card. So this one's all ready to go. So now you know how I did that. But this, like I said, in the card kit, that's what it's going to look like in the card kit. And this is the regular 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 piece of the Misty Moonlight. I'm going to get those corners lined up. Okay. And then Let me look at my paper here. I can go ahead and put this on. And put this right in the center. Make sure that fold is on top. And I liked the crumb cake being on the top better, but you can do whichever way you want. Put that like so. And now this piece was done with the second largest die in that Country Corners dies. So what I did, and this I was able to keep in the same spot. This was a piece of the Countryside Inn. It was, let's see here, 4 3/4 by 1.5 inches was the size. And I just put it across a piece of basic white that was 4 3/4 by 3 1/4 inches. So this was a rectangle piece. And I put these on, and then I put the die down. And what I did, let me grab the die. When I laid it down, oh, it's actually going to be kind of hard. The edge of the paper, I had it line up with the edge of the die right here. So that way I knew that the DSP was straight. The white, it doesn't matter if it's straight. Just as in the die, the DSP is what you really want to look. So I just made sure it was all laying on each other, laid this down carefully, and then ran it through. So that way they would line up good, and this would be straight. I could have done it separately, but I did it that way just to save on some time when I go to die cut these later for the kits. So I'm going to go ahead. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Let's go ahead and put this on first. Oops. I'm having trouble with this seal tonight. So I'm going to line up the edges of both the white and the DSP. And it fits perfectly. There we go. And now I'm going to do some stamping up here. I need to grab this because it is a photopolymer stamp set, so it's a lot easier. Well, you really do need to have some cushioning, and the Stampin' Pierce mat works great for that. I'm going to grab the stamp that says Hoping for Better Days Ahead. I'm going to use Night of Navy. And I'm going to put this top center about right here. So I'm going to be putting some ribbon across the top of the DSP, but I don't want to put the ribbon on yet in case I slipped and went down a little too far. I didn't want to stamp on my ribbon. But that looks good. So now I'm going to do some flowers. So I'm going to grab that small flower and grab my boho blue. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Covered it up with my silicone mat. So this is boho blue. This is one of the new in colors. Oh, I got out of the screen again. Sorry about that. It is boho blue. Get this up here. Now I'm going to stamp one flower up in this corner and another one right here. And I'm going to bring this one down a little bit, kind of in that corner, but move it over a little bit. Do that one about right there. That was with the boho blue. And now there is a little stamp. Bring this up. I think you can see it. It's got 3 little leaves on it, and it goes right around this flower. And I'm going to use crumb cake. And I just kind of like the 2 leaves on top on this one. So it doesn't really matter what side of the flower just fits really good right in there. There we go. So I've got those leaves. And let's do this. So I've got the 2 leaves on the right this time. Then I've got this one. I love that it doesn't matter that you get the flower stamped just right. This is going to go around it no matter how it gets stamped on. There we go. So now I've got those leaves on there. Hopefully you can see that. And that's actually all the stamping I'm doing on this card. This one goes together really fast, especially when I did the embossing and the putting that together. So I'm going to grab, I love this ribbon. This is the Misty Moonlight Inner Braid ribbon. This first time I've used this ribbon. I really like it. It's 6 inches long. And I'm going to wrap it around this. I'm going to make sure I don't cover up those flowers, but I don't want to see the top of that DSP, okay? I'm going to grab, before I get it on there real good, grab some tear and tape. I'm going to take a couple pieces here so it's all ready. Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to wrap this around. and put it near the edge here. Look at this, make sure I put it straight. That looks pretty good. Wrap this around. And we've got that one on. I'm going to put some adhesive here in these corners. And then a couple little strips here in the middle. And I'm going to remove the paper backing off of these. Now I want to make sure they're pushed down really good. Because if they're not, then sometimes the tape comes up as you're taking the paper off. I'm going to start down here. I like using my paper piercer on the Take Your Pick tool also for this. You can still do it with your fingernail, but sometimes it doesn't like to come up, and I think it works better if you use the paper piercer on here. If I can get hold of it, there we go. So now I don't have to worry about this popping up where the ribbon's at because it's got the tearing tape on there. And then this is just going to go right in the center. Like so, I'm going to kind of get the ribbon to be even where the boho blue and the crumb cake cardstock come together. You see that? So I did kind of bring it down a little bit, but I like that. That looks good. Now I'm going to grab, this is a 4-inch piece. I'm just going to thread this in here. Now, there is no braid on the other side. So what I did, you just go really slow. First, I'm going to do my single knot, like so, but I'm not going to start pulling yet. I'm going to, once I get this through, I'm going to twist this around so I see the braid, and twist this around so I see the braid. And you just keep playing around with it, and then you tighten it up once you've got the braid showing. So just go slow and twist as you're pulling, and it actually shows it all. So hopefully that made sense. I'm going to grab my scissors, cut this at an angle. And a single knot is all you need. You don't have to do that a double knot. It would make it a lot harder if you did the double knot too. Missed a little thread there. So we're almost done with this, but we need to put some more bling on there. So I'm going to grab the small rhinestones again. I use the small rhinestones a lot. I'm glad they give you more of the small ones than the other size. They knew that we'd probably want to use the small ones the most. So I'm just going to put one in the middle of each of these little flowers. So you need 4 small ones. And one more flower, and then I will be done putting the bling on here. There we go. You know what? I think I still do like it. Let's see if I can lift it up with that tearing tape. I may not be able to. That does look a little funny. I think I like it better centering it. I love our seal. We can pop it up, and I must not have put the tearing tape down too hard. That's good. So I'm going to put this more in the center. If you've already got it down, and if you're making it with me, then don't worry if it's not right in the center. I think that does look a little better. So we'll have that in the center. There. It lined up just perfectly on my original, but of course, when I'm doing the live, it doesn't. But yeah, that looks better if you put it in the center. Okay, now I'm going to do the inside. So this is regular 5 1/4 by 4-inch piece of basic white. And this is the same DSP I used on the front. This is a 5 1/4 by 3/4 inches. And this is just going to go along the bottom of this piece, but I wanted to leave a little bit of white showing on the bottom. You can go all the way to the bottom like this if you want to, but I'm going to bring it up just a little bit. And that's ready to go. And we'll put this on the inside of the card. Okay. So card number 2 is done already. So I hope you like that one. I'm going to look at some of your comments here. Let's see. Oh, yeah, Jean, I love this ribbon too. It's gorgeous. Oh, hi, Megan. I'm glad you're here. Let's see. Quilt artist, I'm not sure. Since I saw it late, it says, how did you attach it? What did you, what did I attach? I want to make sure I've got the right attach there. So sorry about that. I wish I'd seen it. There's always a delay in the video also. So if I saw it right as soon as it popped up on my end, I would have been way past what I just did. So if you could let me know. That's one bad thing about lives, there's a really big delay, because it's probably like even a good 30-second delay. So, which you wouldn't think that would be that much, but it is. Let's see. Oh, hi, Michelle, you're back. Good. Oh, you had to take a call. That's fine. Good. I'm glad you like the card. I like the two-tone effect too. Okay, so that is the second card done. And quilt artists, I'll keep watching so I know how did you attach it. So that way I know what you're asking so I can tell you. Okay, put that to the side. And ready for the third card already. Now this one I'm using boho blue instead for the card base. So I wanted all card bases to be different blues. And this is also, having these, it lets you see how different the blues are. Because sometimes when you look in the catalog, you're thinking, oh, those two blues look a lot alike. And now that you're seeing them together, you're noticing there is a big difference. Like with the last card, let me grab that. Boho Blue and Misty Moonlight. You can definitely tell the Boho Blue is lighter than that one. Balmy Blue, which is this one, is a lot lighter. Actually, those are all of them together. And the Night of Navy is still darker than the Misty Moonlight. So we have a lot of pretty shades of blue. Okay, so here's that boho blue, 5.5, 8.5. The creme cake and the blue paper. Okay, what I did, pretend like these were not embossed. So this creme cake piece is a 4 by 5.25 inch piece. So let me grab one of my kits here. It's going to be easier to. What I should have done is brought one that wasn't attached. Well, you know what? I can lift this up, I bet you. Yes, I wasn't sure because the seal sometimes goody. Okay, so it's just a regular 5.25 by 4 inch piece. And then to pretend like this is not embossed, it's just a plain piece of cardstock. This one is a 5.25 by 2, so it's half the width of this. It's the same length, but half the width. And then I put this on here and attached it with adhesive. Okay, so pretend like this is not embossed, it's just plain paper. Okay. Then I took this embossing folder and put it in here, lined up the bottom edge with this line right here. So and then ran it through my die cutting machine, and that embossed it. So that's how I did that. I hope that made sense. I didn't bring my machine over. I'd show you the sandwich. But this goes through the die cutting machine and pushes all of this together because this is all textured if you haven't used embossing folders before. And that's what made all those designs in that paper. So that's how I did that. Okay. This to the side. I'm going to go ahead. I hope that made sense. If it didn't, please let me know. So go ahead and fold this. I'm glad you asked that question. Next time, if I do something like that again, I'll do a sample without have it so mine is not done so I can show you how I did it. With these classes, I'll usually just make it so it looks exactly like the kit you're going to get, but that one it probably would have been better if I left it unembossed so you could see exactly how I did it. So we've got this ready to go for the card base. This is a piece of Night of Navy that's 4 by 5.25. I'm going to grab this. And then there is this stamp right here that has 4 flowers on it. I'm going to grab my Night of Navy. And this is just going to make a faint background on this. When I first made the card, it needed a little something. So let me see. Hopefully you can see this. I'll stamp a couple little things. Oh, good. I'm glad it did make sense. I did use seal. Yes. That's exactly what I used. I used the Stampin' Seal. Okay, and then I'm going to put this, I'll put this a little closer so you can see that, can't you? So it's just making a nice background. This is what, for those of you that have stamped for a long time, there was actually a time, if you can believe it, where we didn't have a die cutting machine. And this is what we would do when we didn't have embossing folders. That way we'd get like a textured look. And I still do it every once in a while since I'm doing it here. I thought, because I'm embossing another layer with that Countryside Blossoms on this card. I really don't have to cover the whole thing, but when I started doing the edges last time, they were pretty close together because I'm going to be covering the center section up. So if you don't have, like I've got a little gap there, I'm not going to worry about it because that is going to be covered up. But that gave me a nice little background. Oops, there we go. I need to move that watermark. I bet you if I put that on the top of the screen, that probably wouldn't get in the way. Okay, so I've got this here. I'm going to grab another piece of that Countryside in. I think I ended up using the same size, almost. I forgot the second card was different. But this is a 1.5 by 5.25. And this one has pretty trees. It has a lighter background than the first card did. The other card, the middle card had the white background. This one's got, I think that's boho blue. No, I'm not sure. But it's boho blue. That's what it is. I thought it was, but then I started second guessing myself. So, oh, I like this side too. So you could use, and if you get the kits, you could use either side, would look nice. I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on here. And put this right across. I think it's going to be a little easier for me to do it this way. Making sure the edges are lined up. Try to get that in the center here. That looks pretty good. Okay. And then I'm going to grab my paper snip since it went a little longer. I think I'm cutting my DSP just a little too long, but I was rather it was a little too long than too short. It can't change it if it's too short. If it's too long, you can just snip off the end. Okay, now this is what I embossed with that country. There are too many country words in this class. Countryside Blossoms, there we go, embossing folder. So this is a 3x3 inch piece. Go ahead and this is going to go right in the center of the card. Like so. I think the reason I like these cards so much are just the blue shades. They are so pretty. Okay, now I'm going to put this to the side. Oh, no, actually, I can start using some of that ribbon. So once again, I'm using that Misty Moonlight braided ribbon. So this is a 6-inch piece, and this is a 4-inch piece like that last card. And this one is going to go across the middle like so. So I'm going to grab my tear and tape again if I can figure out where I put it. There it is. This is almost gone. Hopefully, I think I'll be okay. When you get down to where the tape is on the cardboard ring, you can't use it anymore, but I think I'm going to be okay. So get this in the middle. I just do make sure I've got one side at a time because this is going to move on me when I turn it over. I know it, but I can fix it. Get this tear and tape off. There we go. Make sure that's straight. Put that on. Okay, now that the ribbon, I always double check to make sure it's straight, and that looks pretty good to me. Put some adhesive on here. Probably a little bit right here. Push that tear and tape down, make sure it's on there good. Get this off. You know I'm concentrating when I'm not talking. There we go. So put this on. Make sure your trees are going the right way. We don't want them upside down. And then put this right here in the center. And then this one was die cut out of a piece of basic white that was 2 3/4 by 4.5. And it's that number 4 die. So you count from the smallest. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. So this was the die that I used. I guess really the third largest, we can say. And I'm going to stamp. I think I'm going to do the greeting first. This one, I love this one. It's May the years ahead be filled with lasting joy. It just looks so pretty too. I like the sentiment. I also like how it looks. So here's my Night of Navy. I end up using Night of Navy on all 3 of my greetings. But you definitely don't have to if you want to use Misty Moonlight. Bashful Blue, that's an old color. Balmy Blue might be a little too light, but it'd probably still work. But the other ones would definitely still would work. They're dark enough. So I'm going to put this near the center. Doesn't have to be perfect. Hold this down for a few seconds. There we go. Isn't that pretty? I love that. Oh, I had something weird pop up on my screen. Let me see if I can get rid of that. Oops, that made me lose chat. Hold on a minute. There. Okay. Making sure I'm not missing any comments here. Okay, so I'm going to grab this flower. Again, I had to use it at least on 2 cards. And this time I'm going to use boho blue. I'm going to stamp one. Oops. Get some fuzzies off the ribbon. And I'm going to stamp it here in this corner and kind of have it off just a little bit. Like so. I'm going to turn this around and do one over here. Okay. I think that's all. Yep, that's all the boho blue I'm doing right now. I'm going to grab this. So I need to clean that. I knew there was one more stamp I needed to clean. This one had used Night of Navy. I'm going to use Crumb Cake, so I definitely want that one clean. Oops, I got a little blue on that. There we go. Grab my Crumb Cake. And I'm going to put one right here. Turn this around. I'm kind of doing like a mirror version on each side. There we go. I might be adding another one, but I'm going to wait a minute just in case I don't need to. And I need to clean that off. It probably would have been okay because I'm going with the darker blue, but just to be on the safe side. There we go, because this time I'm going to use Night of Navy. And I'm going to stamp them like this. So the three that are here are kind of be on the top, kind of angled just a little bit. And I'm going to put them, right about here. Hold that down. And I'll do the same thing on this end. Okay. And then there is a stamp that will put leaves in between those. It looks like this. Oops, there we go. Hope you can see it. Sometimes it's hard to see the photopolymer ones in the video. So what I'm doing, that there are two little branches right here on the top. I want those to be on the top. Okay, that kind of helps with getting it lined up a little better. We use Crumb Cake. And these two here are going to line up with these two right here, if I do remember right. Yes, that's right. Put those right here. I'm going to get a little leaf on that blue flower, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to be okay. It's just going to look like the leaves are kind of going over that flower. Okay, so that's ready to go. Do the same thing here. Get these lined up. There we go. So we've got our leaves there. Now there's a little bit too much white there for me, so I'm going to grab these flowers again. I'm not going to worry about putting any more leaves on. I think it's going to look good just to add a little bit of a flower right there. That kind of fills that in. And I think, yep, I am done with that piece. But isn't that pretty how you can make that neat little border on both ends? It really dresses that up a lot. Okay, now. Oh, good, Michelle. I'm glad you're loving it. Okay, I'm going to grab. I think this is everything. Yep, that is all I want to do, but I'm going to put dimensionals on this. I almost always put at least one layer dimensionals on my cards. I like to do that a lot. And put one in each corner. And I'm not going to worry about putting any in the center here because that ribbon is going to be underneath it, and that's going to kind of keep it lifted up. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, I got out of the screen again. So I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool, take that paper backing off. And this is just going to go right in the center. Kind of look at this square here and kind of center it in that square. Then you don't have to worry about the rest of the card. There we go. That looks pretty good. So yes, I'm covering up a lot of that square, but that texture right there just really looks good, I think. Okay, so then this 4-inch piece, I wanted this, there's not much room to thread this in like we did with that last card. So what I'm going to do, you can try it either way you want, but I'm going to go ahead and tie this in a single knot. I'm going to do what I did with the first one, slowly tying it, getting the knot tight, but twisting it so the braid is still showing on both sides. There we go. That looks good. Then I'm going to take the knot and kind of bring it, try to get to be a V as I'm tightening it. So that's how I got my little V. I just kind of pushed it down and started pulling. I'm going to grab a glue dot. If I can find my glue dots. Where'd they go? Oh, there we go. I knew I had them because I used them a minute ago. I'm going to put this on the back of the knot. Because I know if I put this on, I'm not going to get that knot to go the direction I want it to. So then I'm going to put this real close to, actually I'm going to put it on the paper just a little bit. That way a little bit of that glue dot is on the paper and it's going to stay on a lot better. And then you can even tug on it some more as it's attached. Just hold on to that knot and put pressure on it so it doesn't move on you. Then I'll grab my scissors and cut that at an angle. Turn this around. Okay, there is the front of the card, except I need to put bling. Now this one, I'm going to be putting a little more bling on than I normally do. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I'm grabbing this again. I used a couple large rhinestones. I thought, oh, I'm using all small. I need to use some large ones. So I'm going to use these large ones. And I'm going to put one down in this bottom corner and another large one on this bottom corner. Because I was like, I know I used a different size. There we go. So we've just got a little bit of an accent down here. So those are the two large and those are small ones. And I'm going to use small ones on here. You could also use the medium-sized ones. You know what? I might go back and forth because there are 2 rows of large ones, 2 rows of the medium-sized ones, but a ton of the small ones. That's why I tend to use the small ones the most. I'm going to grab these and put them in these flower centers. I'm going to use the small ones on the smaller flowers because there are 2 larger ones. So we'll use the small ones on those 2 small flowers. I think I'm going to grab the medium-sized one for the 2 bigger flowers. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, this one's a small one. I normally don't use as many rhinestones on one card, but I really liked having a center on each of these. I thought they all needed them. It really dresses up the card. Oh, I even need one on that one, don't I? There we go. So the front of the card's all done and it's nice and shiny with those rhinestones. Okay, now I need to do the inside. Let me grab, where did I put that? Oh, here we go. This is another 4 by 5 1/4 inch piece of basic white. I'm going to bring this guy in again using the boho blue. And I'm going to make a little line here. Oop, actually, I'm using a darker color on it. Is this boho blue? Didn't look right. Yep. Oh, I did Night of Navy, didn't I? That's right. I went lighter on the inside. Let's clean that up. Where did I put? Oh, there it is. You could still do Night of Navy on the inside, but I wanted to keep it a little lighter. Let me look at my first card again. Okay, I used Misty Moonlight. That's what I used. Okay, so I'm going to turn that over. I knew that. That almost looks like a purplish blue. Okay, now do this again. I'm going to do this right here. Maybe lift it up a little bit. Put some next to this one. Now, if you just want to keep it the flowers, you definitely can. But I went ahead and did, if I can find it, this one again with the crumb cake. Okay, I found the stamp, but I lost my ink pad. Oh, there it is. I covered it up with another ink pad. So here's my crumb cake. I'll line some of these up here. There we go. Oh, kind of line them up a little different, I think, than I did the first one, but this works fine. Just put them where it looks good. There. So now I've got a nice little flower border. And then put adhesive on this. And put this on the inside of the card. I bet a lot of you, when you looked in the annual catalog, might have missed that stamp set because it's got so many words to it. But the flowers are really pretty. So let me grab all the cards again so you can see them together. There we go. So that's my Lasting Joy class. And just in case you want to see the stamp set one more time, there's the stamp set. So I did all of that with all of those flowers. I used actually, I did not use this one. I kind of like this one better. It's got a little more detail to it, but this one would look good too. So you can use whichever one you want. Is card 3 your favorite, Karen? I think it is. I think it's my favorite too. I just liked making those borders there. I couldn't wait. That's why I kept kind of left that one to be the last card. I liked that one a lot too. I was happy with how that turned out. So I'm glad you like it too. Okay. Looks like everybody's liking the card. Good. I'm sure I'm missing some of you, but I'm really glad you guys are here. I had a good crowd tonight. Glad to hear from all of you guys. It makes it so fun when there's so many people commenting. I do too, Melissa. The blues are really pretty. And adding that crumb cake, because I wasn't sure if I was going to add a crumb cake layer, but I really liked how that turned out too. So the crumb cake looks really good with all our blues also. I've always liked tan with the blues in color combos. So I was glad I tried that. Oh, thanks, Anne. I'm glad you liked them. Three's your favorite too, Christy. Yep. I have a feeling that's going to be everybody's favorite. That's mine too. I really like, and because I kind of saw a card, actually, I think it was in the catalog that made a little border similar to this. So that's what gave me the idea. I know it doesn't look just like it. I thought, oh, I got to make a border on the bottom and top too. Thanks, Paula. I'm glad you like all three of them. My daughter my daughter just turned 30. I can't believe I've got two kids that are 30 in their 30s. That's crazy. But she loves blues, so I know she'll like these cards a lot. Okay. Oh, you're welcome, Christy. Thanks, Polly. Glad you liked them. And Patty, thanks so much. I'm really glad you guys are here. I love seeing all these new names. I love seeing all my regulars. I'm really glad you guys came by. So remember, if you want to get the card kits for this, make sure you place your order. If you don't think I gave you the date, you've got until next Wednesday to place a $35 order before shipping and tax using that host code you see on the screen. And you'll get the card kits to make 2 each of the cards. If you bump it up to a $50 order, you'll get a full pack of the Rhinestone Basic Gems, but yours will be full. And you've got till the end of the day, Wednesday. That is going to be the 30th of August. And then I'll be back again live, probably with another class. That's my plan on the August 31st. It'll almost be September. And that'll be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. That's when I go live with my classes. I've did a recorded one last week, but I'm planning on being home for a while now, so there'll be lives again for every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. I love the stamps too, Michelle. They are really, really pretty. I'm really glad I got this set. I kept putting off getting it, but I'm really glad I got it. So, oh, thanks, Quilled Artist. I keep saying Quilled Artist. But I'm glad you like the third card. Like I said, that's my favorite too. Beth, they all look great. Oh, thanks. Like number 2 with the crumb cake. Good. I'm glad you like that one. Let's see. I think I got everybody else, but I'm sorry again. Like I said, if I missed you, I always go back and read all the comments. If you had a question and I didn't answer it during the video, on Facebook, I can answer it directly beneath your comment. On YouTube, the top chat, I can't comment once the video is over. So what I will do, I will put my answer in the comments under the video, the recorded part of the video. So like whenever you watch a recorded video on YouTube, the comments are always under the video. That's the way where my answers will be. So don't forget, everybody that's commented here during the live will be put in the drawing to get these snowflake embellishments. I'm going to put everybody's names in as soon as the live is over. And then about 45 minutes to an hour, once it's over, I will let you know who the winner is. And then for everybody that's watching live and commented and watches the recording and comments, will get put in the drawing for these, I can never remember the name, Adhesive Back Sequence Trio from the annual catalog. And I will announce the winner to this in next week's live. So I think I've gone through everything. Oh, Robin, you're here. Thanks, Robin. Robin got to see me make these too, and she's actually on vacation. I didn't think she'd get to make it tonight. So I will see you guys all next week, and I hope you have a great week. Stay cool. Here in Indiana, it's supposed to start cooling down this weekend. I can't wait. So hopefully it'll cool down in your area too. So once again, I'm really glad you guys are here. See you next week.